this round, but so far the champ is getting picked apart. Canelo's still able to smile, able to greet the fans, but Ruiz is in trouble. And Chris, I hear what you're saying. Manny Robles is a very good trainer. There's only so much he can do, but you're right. At a certain point, they have to realize we've lost, if not every round, most every round. Something must change for us to remain heavyweight champ.
Look, one thing we know about Joshua at this point of his career, he can be hurt. Obviously, he can be knocked down. If you're Andy Ruiz, I think at some point soon, you got to let your hands go.
It's hard to let your hands go when you don't have a stationary target in front of you. You have a powerful, agile, athletic former champion in front of you. It's very difficult.
And the big question was, can Anthony Joshua fight at long distance? 93% of this fight has been fought at distance, according to CompuBox.
My question wasn't whether he can fight at distance. He's an Olympic gold medalist. Of course he can. My question was, can he move laterally, stick and move, feint, do exactly what he's doing right now? The answer is yes.
Well, he fought a good hook by Joshua. He fought small, though, first time against Ruiz. Remember, he was bending down to his height. He is fighting very tall here tonight. He looks to clinch. Ruiz will have none of it. An admonishment from Pabon. Real-time odds from MGM Resorts, and now Anthony Joshua is the heavy favorite. Jab and move all night long by Joshua, and it has been extremely effective.
I wondered whether Anthony Joshua could float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. For 7 rounds, so far he is.
Just there with the right hand.
Oof, he just missed with that right hand. That's a second right hand that he just barely missed with.
Yeah, you know Joshua would love to do something emphatic, but that is just what got him in trouble 6 months ago. So he should be, or you would figure, Rob McCracken and his team would want him to be satisfied with what's happening now. But he's got to be tempted, Sergio, right? When you've got a wounded man in front of you, you see the face popping up on Ruiz, to throw something like that, get in close and train.
But Joshua learned his lesson from the first fight. Forget the bravado, stick and move, box. Let Ruiz come forward and make the mistake.
And Joshua able to clinch there and hold back Ruiz. Ruiz well within his rights to try to throw when he's getting clinched.
Notice every time Joshua lands a big punch, he still doesn't come forward. He stays disciplined and continues boxing on his back foot behind the jab.
That's the first time I saw Joshua actually spring in and clinch. Pabon should actually warn Joshua for that.
One thing Joshua knows at this point, Andy Ruiz, great chin, one of the best chins in all the heavyweight division.
Joshua pounding his chest, just full of confidence, spring on a step, fighting behind the jab, sticking to the strategy.
And you saw Ruiz there lunging. Oh, he eats a right hand. Beautiful right by Joshua. And trading with the hook, that was dangerous. Joshua, again, able to avoid that hook just seconds ago, but Ruiz able to land there.
And smothering. As soon as Ruiz wanted to let go of his punches, smothered and extinguished that.
And that's some frustration on the part of Andy Ruiz. No question, as you get it.
Easier said than done. Ruiz took that round from me, but Josh, the big man, still ahead.
Yes, I agree with you totally. That was in close quarters there, and that's where the verbals came, I think, and round they went. But that was a good left hook from Ruiz. And I would think Canelo, the Mexican here, the great champion, is on his feet saying, hey, that's your best moments. We need more of that, and we need more of it quickly. Is Ruiz Jr. building up for a big finish here? He has to be behind on points, has to be. But he's had enough encouragement in that last round for him to believe he's going to repeat the garden treatment on Joshua. And Joshua, although he said to Rob McCracken in the corner, hey, I'm fine, he knows he had moments there that he would want to forget.
Yeah, get back to the game plan now. Behind that jab, keep moving. Try and get Ruiz to walk onto that right hand, and Ruiz needs to start closing that gap. He caused some damage in the last round.
He's getting closer, and this is where he wants to be, does Ruiz. I would say that referee Louis Pabon is occasionally made it difficult to get between the fighters. That's been a good jab from Joshua that time. Keeping it distance, keeping it at range, keep the point scoring going, and keep the world champion off him. That has to be the tactics for the last few rounds. for AJ, Anthony Joshua. Big British support here. Mexicans are here in force as well. The local Saudis have turned out, and they're all wondering which way this is going to go. At the moment, it is inclining Anthony Joshua's way, but still some distance to go.
Absolutely. I was asking, expecting a bit more urgency from Ruiz coming out for this 9th round, but I think AJ's nullified that urgency with good disciplined boxing. Going back to basics again. We've seen him do so well in this contest, working well behind his jab, moving. You see there, sort of Ruiz almost shrugging his shoulders to say, come on, stand there and fight with me.
Well, why should he if he's got the points in the bag as he has? And certainly the Joshua corner, Rob McCracken in particular, will want him to stay away.
This is good stuff from Joshua. Working the body there as well with a nice straight right hand. Landed at the body of Ruiz. Good stuff. Again, gets back to moving.
Joshua doesn't care how he wins. He's come here to get a W. He's not worried about putting on a show. He's not worried about a knockout. He has come here to win and regain those titles. And he's carrying out his game plan. He's a little smile on his face as well as a couple of those jabs come in from there. Joshua with a big left hook. And so back comes Ruiz again. And it's Joshua on the back foot. Frantic action last 30 seconds of the 9th.
Signs of frustration there from Ruiz. He's desperate for AJ to trade with him.
He's got to be sensible. He's got to keep that boxing brain with a spring on his step as he heads back towards the red corner. He's still taking it all in.
And now he's talking to him as well. You can imagine what this man went through. He said he had a real mix of emotions in New York. He actually stayed in New York after losing his title and getting beat up for about 2 weeks. And he said, hey, I just kept going out. He said, the more you go out, the more you have to face the reality of the situation. He said, I had to confront my own friends. I had to go back to the gym. Because it is, Sergio, embarrassing, humiliating to be laid out and beaten down and having everything taken from you. Well, the last 6 months he has devoted himself and is in position to get his world championships back. Chris Mannix giving that last 10th round to Anthony Joshua.
You know, there'll be a lot of people watching this fight that might be dissatisfied with it if Joshua continues and wins fighting like this, but this is what you have to do. When you go up against an opponent with a granite chin and better hand speed than you, this is exactly the kind of fight you have to do.
Yeah, there's always going to be some criticism, but I don't see how it could be warranted, Chris, to your point. Nice jab again, given what he went through the first time out being stunned, and then coming out and executing a boxing plan beautifully. I know, like, you know, the Klitschko brothers were criticized for years for doing that, but he hasn't stunk the place out. He's boxed beautifully. There's a difference.
And Chris, he wanted Anthony Joshua to change trainers and look for a new strategy. This is exactly what he needed. He stayed with Robert McCracken, and he's fighting an Emmanuel Stewart type fight without changing trainers.
All right, let's be clear. I suggested that he think about changing trainers. I didn't walk up to him and say, go change trainers.
Sergio, I'm going to have to take a point away next time. Round 11. Anthony Joshua boxing beautifully, showing range, movement. Said, I have to be the smart fighter. He has done that tonight. But he's also landed his share of leather. It's not as if he's in there. There's another beautiful jab. Look, you can land jabs like that and then be on the move. You don't have to stand there and trade. He said, if I stick to my plan, if I box, opportunities will present themselves. He's engaged here and there, but he has wisely moved out when Ruiz starts winging that hook.
And wisely clinched every time Andy Ruiz got inside. Like right there, they got inside and Ruiz pushed them off.
And look at him pop the jab out again. Ruiz's head just bounces back off that jab. That last CompuBox number we had, jabs 49-21 in favor of Anthony Joshua.
You know, while Joshua didn't change chief strategist, Sergio, he did add 2 new voices in his corner. One of those voices was a trainer that has a bit of a history at the Kronk Gym. And as we know,